So it all kind of started back in school. When I was about 14, I started to get bullied really bad. And there were several occurrences. It wasn't like it was just a one-off thing. That would have been a hell of a lot easier. There was a lot of name calling, pushing, shoving, spitting, things being thrown at, tripped over in the corridor, all that kind of thing. And I developed this tic, this really embarrassing tic, where I started to twist my head a bit when I got agitated, and I used to give this grunt in my throat, and I used to kind of try and keep it at bay, but sometimes it was loud and people would look and laugh. And I had to be sat at the back of the room for exams. And I felt like the outcast. I felt like nobody understood that. I was getting stressed. I was getting agitated. I became more angry in myself. I even had this little roses tin. Do you remember the metal roses tins you used to get with all the chocolates in for Christmas? I had one of them, and I used to punch it till my hand bled because I was so stressed. And I never really fought back because I was terrified. I was insecure. I was scared because being a guy in school and, being bullied, it's not something you openly speak out about. And even into an adult, I brought those anxious thoughts, those fear of walking past groups, the inability to sort of go out and socialize without alcohol. And over the time, it really affected me. And so I used to overthink things, and I used to feel upset and not be able to manage my emotions. And as I started to grow up a little bit, I started to realize that, look, I got very angry at people. I wanted revenge. I wanted those people to be hurt like they hurt me. And then I understood that that's not the answer. Because nobody does anything bad given their view of the world. See, that changed a lot for me because we always think that's bad, that's wrong, this is good, that's terrible. But given their view of the world, in their eyes, it's okay, it's right. And we can save ourselves a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of anxiety by remembering that point. So with that point, over that time of the bullying for several years, probably a good decade, from being a young sort of teenager into a young adult, into a man, I had a lot of aggression and frustration, and I'd be snappy and ratty, and I'd want to punch things, and I'd be frustrated and not know how to handle those emotions. One thing I did learn is when I started to look after my body, when I started to turn that aggression into progression, everything changed. When I started to use this body to get stronger, to get fitter, to breathe better, to get healthier, to eat better food, I started to change my view on being angry. I started to chill out a bit more. I started to handle my emotions better. You see, when you decide to use that fear as fuel, everything changes. See, we've all got a little bit of anger in here, right? We've all got a little bit of frustration up here. Why not channel that into something progressive, something that's useful for you? That's what I did, and it helped me so well. You see, those tics that I developed, it was mild Tourette's, that's what it was diagnosed as. That started to leave when I arrived. I'll say it again, that started to leave when I arrived. I needed to arrive in the place where I was happier, healthier, stronger, more confident, more energetic. That's where you need to go. See, your anxiety will leave when you arrive where you're supposed to be. Your depression will go when you arrive where you're supposed to be. Right now, you are supposed to be listening to this message, and you are supposed to be making a more useful choice.
So if you like what you've just seen and you'd like to download a free copy of my audiobook, How to Stop Overthinking, then head over to overthinkingaudio.com now to grab your free copy to listen to straight away.